Thank you. Thanks, Manan. Thank you for the introduction, and thanks for getting it started. Honorable Shri Jagdambika Palji, who is likely to join us soon, Honorable MP of the Lok Sabha, and also the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Energy. We are also likely to be joined soon by the MOS MNRE, Mr. Bhagwant Kuba. And he's also the MOS for chemicals and fertilizers. Very, very distinguished speakers that we have today with us. Nina Fenton, who is with the EIB as the head of South Asia representation. We also have Ms. Suman Sharma, MD of SECI, Ms. Vibha Dhawan, the Director General of TERI, and of course Shashank is here, the founder and CEO of Sunsure. Let me welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all of you on this very esteemed gathering that we have, and this very important platform that we have created for solar. Let me begin by saying that there's a lot that has happened in the solar power industry in the past few years. When we had started closely, when I had started looking at this sector, let's say 15 years back, the kind of solar capacity that we had was around not more than 2, 3, 4 megawatt, that kind of thing. Today we have more than 65,000 megawatt of solar. And so the sector itself has come a long way. What that basically means is that, as part of the larger energy sector, if you look at the order of the sector itself, right? So many years ago, when it used to be, there used to be a lot of focus on oil and gas and power and coal, and renewables used to, people used to look at renewables in the end. Today, that entire order itself has, turned on its head. Mr. Jagdambika Pal is here.
Our guest of honor, Shri Jagdambika Palji, Honorable MP, Lok Sabha and Chairperson, Parliamentary Standing Committee of Energy is here. And request Sudheer to welcome our guest of honor. Please put your hands together. I request you all to energy keep be flowing in the hall all day. Over to you.
So the energy industry in itself, if you look at the larger order of the industry, that has turned on its head. Today, solar and particularly renewables, it has become the talk of the town, followed by oil and gas and then power and coal. So that order has changed. And the other thing that has changed is, like I was saying, the solar capacity addition that we have done. If you really look at it, the kind of ingredients that have gone into creation of that growth story, there's a lot that has happened, right? It's all largely driven by private capital. That's one of the ways in which that change has happened. And it has a lot of implications for the larger energy industry today. But if you really look at it, where do we stand today, where the sector stands today, and where are we headed? So where do we stand today? If you were to look at the pace of capacity addition that has happened in solar, and if you were to plot it against time, you would see that in the past 5-10 years kind of time frame itself, there's a J-shaped curve which basically represents exponential growth. So that J-shaped curve in a lot of ways represents the growth of the industry. But if you look at where are we headed from now, again, there are many letters that you have to focus on. For example, let's starting with A, we have ALMM. Starting with B, we have BCD. We have letters like P getting important today, PLI scheme, or from technology perspective, perovskites as a technology. And there's a lot of ground to be covered in all of these things. These are either technology or policy measures that are being worked upon for growth. So that's where we stand today and where we are headed, which is the reason why you see that in the agenda of the discussion today has all these important topics interspersed, right? So there's a lot of discussion that we are going to have, that we are going to see today on all of these topics, whether we are talking about manufacturing, whether we are talking about technology, finance, or policy and regulation, the most important part. And all of these things you will find in the agenda within the larger umbrella, of course, of climate change and the energy security implications for our country. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, I wish the very best to this conference, and I welcome all of you once again. Please keep it interactive. That's the only request I have. If you want to raise any questions, if you want to ask any questions or share any feedback, please feel free to raise your hand and raise it so that we can take it up. Thank you. Thanks.